Hi, this is Susan from C&M Terrariums, and I am excited to show you our Tinkerframe Mini, which here we have a mini Exo Terra terrarium, and here is our mini frame that we have designed to fit on the Exo Terra Mini. So as you can see, we have some nice printed vents. These are not metal, so you don't have to worry about anyone getting their feet stuck or chewing through, hopefully. And this one has plexiglass, which is an 8x10 sheet, but it can also take glass if you prefer glass. So on this, you can see we have 2 ports for the vents, but you can just put in 1 if you prefer. And on the back here, you can see how we secure each thing in. They're just kind of snapped together, which makes them modular, so we can change out what you want in each thing. So for some of the cages, you might want a misting port or a feeding port or solid vents, and that is an option. Here you'll see this is a single vent, and it's blue because you have to peel that part off on acrylic. So now let me show you how the frame goes together. So here is one that hasn't been assembled yet, and I haven't actually assembled one myself, so this will be fun for all of us to watch as I figure it out too. So that was the front. These are the 2 sides. As you can see, they're the same length, and if you look towards the bottom here, I've got 2 male, I guess you would call it, pieces, and then at the top there's 1. So here is 2 other pieces. Now this one, if you can look on either side, it's tapered, and that's because it's the center piece, while this piece is only tapered on one side, and that's the back piece. So there's our back, this is our center, and our front here. So we'll just kind of line them up. You want to check where these are so you can know those go towards the front. Okay, so here is the rough assembly. Once you get it kind of lined up where each piece goes, flip them over, because you're going to need to be able to see the underside as you clip these together. And then you have to swap these 2. Bloop, bloop. Alright, so I'll kind of just roughly line these up. Sorry if I'm getting in the way of the camera. I will try to stay out as much as I can, which will make assembly more difficult for me than it would be for you. So you just basically push, lift, and push. There you go. Same for the other side. Lift, push. And now you got that corner. There, all the rest there. Now it's nice and flush. And do the back. Get that out of the way. Okay. And the other corner. And this one is not quite going in all the way, so what I would advise is if you get something like a little piece of PVC pipe or something else that you can use to push these in all the way. Here's a piece of a toy that I had. There. Okay. So here's the basic frame. It's actually pretty sturdy, just as is. And there's the front. So now we grab our little piece here. You'll see there's a space specifically for it. And you want to make sure, because this one you can accidentally put in upside down. So you're going to want the male end here to line up with the male end here. So they should be facing each other. And then you just sort of line those up on either side at the same time, ideally. And there you go. Check if it's flush. Push it in if you need to some more. Okay, so you could, at this point, just put in a long single vent if you wanted. I'm going to demonstrate our 2 vents, which this is not the time you would be actually putting the vents in, as I will figure out here in just a moment, because this is not going to hold them in. This is just the spacer, so they will fall out, but that's okay. So you put the spacer in, assuming you want 2 ports instead of just 1. And it basically clicks in just the same. It's a little easier if you kind of pick it up. And then, oh, there goes my vents. Because I'm like, oh yeah, they're not actually held in. Let me pick those up. And we'll do those later. So, here is our acrylic. I'll take the protective sheet off. It just drops right in. Now you could use an 8x10 piece of glass. Now as you look, one side, if you see where the parts that stick out, there's a slight indent, and that's the part you want to be touching the glass, where the indent is, so that the flush part is towards your finger as you're pushing down. So I'm going to do 1 on each corner. So I'm going to speed this up, and we'll put 1 in each corner, and then these smaller ones in sort of the center on each side. And that should keep everything nice and secure. And I'm going to go around and make sure everything's pushed in, and then we're good. Okay, so now we can drop our vents in. I'm going to pick the sort of shiny textured side to go towards the top, because it matches the top. Doesn't really matter, just slightly visually different. So here is one of our little pieces, and you just kind of, we will send you with the appropriate number of these as we decide what fits best. This is the first frame I put together, so and we'll speed this up a bit. So I end up putting in more than I thought I needed because I wasn't using the corner ones on this, and I was thinking, well, you know, it just felt a little slightly too flexible, so this time I tried a corner piece on that side and a corner piece on that side, and that actually added a lot of stability. So we're going to play around with what we send you, but we'll make sure it is great for you, because you certainly don't want too much flex. Nice and solid here now. So I'm feeling pretty good about these vents. And let me show you, here's the Mini. This is the 12 by 12 by Exo Terra that we have designed our lid to fit. We will have other sizes and other brands, such as Zoomed coming up, but here you go. Just Drops right in and locks in place. Thank you for watching.